Ever since I was a little kid, I enjoyed learning foreign languages. I spent my free time reading up on language learning programs and methods, perusing grammars of obscure languages, and hanging out with foreign exchange students, hoping to get practice speaking their native languages. My only limitations, it seemed, were time and my access to quality learning resources. After a lot of research, I noticed a pattern in language learning programs and methods. Most of the best language learning programs are free, but they are difficult to find and their content is also boring or difficult to use effectively. On the other hand, expensive language learning programs that receive a lot of publicity are easy to use from the get-go, but ultimately they are not effective in teaching languages. Since I believe that learning a language is a right, not a privilege, I wanted to create a language learning program that is free, effective, and easy to use. My program would be based on courses in the public domain published by the Foreign Service Institute. These courses are very comprehensive and thorough, but the drills are dense and outdated. I wanted to use the FSI courses as base material, but make the drills interactive and incorporate other techniques that I have found effective in learning languages. To accomplish this, I started teaching myself the programming and web development skills that I would need to make my vision a reality. My only previous programming experience was in MATLAB and Maple, so I had to learn everything from scratch. Through careful planning and goal setting over the course of several months, I taught myself enough Python, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to make a rudimentary web application. I began programming in content from the FSI courses and splicing audio from the recordings, and I kept building upon the code that ran my site. I also had to teach myself server and database management, since I would be responsible for maintaining the site from the front end to the back end. Between learning and programming, I have spent over 500 hours on this project over the past 8 months. For the record, I did all this while maintaining a high GPA with 18 credits of engineering courses. The result of all my work is Ekko, which you can try out at ekkolanguages.com. Users can log on through Facebook or Google, or they can create their own account. At the time of this recording, I have programmed the first 3 lessons each of Spanish, French, and German out of an expected 70 lessons. I plan to continue programming lessons throughout this year. Let's try out the French module. When you start using Ekko, you will first complete passive learning drills, in which you only have to translate from French to English and passively recognize sentences. This gives you a chance to pick up on some of the basic structure and pronunciation of French without the stress that usually accompanies the start of learning a new language. You can hover over any word and see the translation of its root word, and this way you can piece together sentences. Brief grammar points clue you in on some important features of French, and you can add tables to your notepad to help you later on. After you have completed several lessons like this, content from the first lesson will be mixed in with the current lesson, but this time the drills will require you to actively recall words and structures. This is how children learn their first language after all. First, they listen, then they speak. Some of the active learning drills are based directly on drills from the FSI courses. Others are ones that I have created myself, such as a drill which requires you to speak a sentence out loud at the same time as the recording. This method is called shadowing, and it helps reinforce good pronunciation. Since music is such a powerful way to learn languages, another feature that I devised allows you to listen to music in French and read the lyrics along with their translation. You can also hover over these words and see the corresponding English word or phrase. Now that Ekko is online, I have collected data from users through surveys, and they have provided encouraging feedback. However, this project is far from over. My short-term goals for Ekko include finishing the programming for French, German, and Spanish, and adding some more features such as placement tests and reviews. In the long term, I want to add more languages and provide an interface for users to generate their own content. I also would like to add learning modules for specific technical disciplines, such as engineering or medicine. From watching this video, I hope that you have a good understanding of why I created Ekko and the amount of work that went into making it happen. I also hope that this video conveys a sense of my work ethic and my passion for learning and tackling challenges. I encourage you to try Ekko out for yourself, and please let me know what you think. Thank you for listening.